What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about a few different meme coins today. Yes, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite meme coins all in one today. Maybe not everybody's favorite meme coins, but specific to the TBB community. We're going to talk about TBB, the Bitcoin bull. We're going to talk about BAYLA. It's I'm saying BAYLA. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but it's the what is it? What is it? Jungle Bay Island. There we go. I was going to say Bay Island, but Jungle Bay Island, yeah. I don't know what the la is for, but I like it. I like it. BAYLA. Instead of just BAYLA. Whatever. Is BAYLA, is that is this BAYLA? It's like Tinkerbell, but for the chimps. I don't know. Anyways, apes. Sorry. I think they're apes, not chimps. I'm not 100% sure. BAYLA. We're going to talk about TBB and BAYLA, and then we're going to finish up the video with GPC, the coin that started it all. Well, I don't know if it started it all, but I know that it's Jason's. I'm pretty sure it's Jason's creator token on PumpSwap, Pump Fun, whatever. Anywho, TBB, BAYLA, GPC. Those are the coins we're going to talk about. Let's get into it. Let's stop wasting time. Here we are at 1.47 cents, 1.49 cents. There we go. Is that accurate? Is it glitched? Okay, it wasn't properly loaded. It was lagging. 1.47 cents here. Moving sideways, not doing a whole lot. We're just chilling. And that's fine. Okay, that's not fine. That's not what the heck just happened. All right, we're going to refresh this. Look at it. You got to look at it. I'm sorry, guys. This is hilarious. Jason or whoever chose this, well done. It makes me smile on the inside. Anyways, 14.7 cents here. By the way, shout out to everybody who's going to be doing the poker tournament tonight. I heard there was 500 people that showed up yesterday. That's crazy. I mean, we got 3,800 participants in a very, very active community. It makes sense. I wasn't expecting that many people. That's crazy. I didn't play last night. I didn't have time, but I will be playing tonight. Hopefully, if I have time. But I've registered. I'm gonna sign up. I'm already there. I'll be playing. My name is C-Zar69 on the poker app. So, maybe we'll play in the same rooms. I plan on going all the way. All right. I don't want to, at the risk of making an ass out of myself. I don't want to spoil anything. But I'm pretty good at playing poker, you guys. I've got that in my DNA. Anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about you, TBB. You're all waiting, or at least I'm waiting, man, for some TA here. It's more of the same. We are at this point where we are tightening, right? We are literally at this almost this apex of this moment, like we were here, right? Like we were like right there, okay? Except it's not as tight. This is even tighter, I would say. And ideally, what we'd see from here is a breakout to the upside. Ideally, if we break out to the downside, is that okay? Yes, it's okay. A higher low, I promise you, is not a bad thing. Okay, sure, it might be a lower low relative to this, but a higher low overall is not a bad thing. However, I invite you to think a little bit bigger about what's going on here. Bigger, hugely. Think about it. TBB, whether famous or infamous in certain circles, it's on the map. People are aware of this. People who are not even involved in this community are aware of this. Okay, they're aware of the brilliance and the struggle and the what if that's now coming into this space. Right, what's going to happen next? Are we going to move up or are we going to move down? TBB's been around for 46 days as of now. In that 46-day time frame, the last 20 days, nearly half that time, has been since the all-time high. We've seen a lot of drama in that time. It feels like it's been longer than it is, man. But yeah, over the last 20 days, we've seen a lot of drama, a lot of relief, and now a lot of patience being built. In this time frame, in this 46 days of existence, TBB has been consolidating for 12 days. And maybe even if we include this as the consolidation, maybe 14 days. Whatever you want to call it. 12 days, 14 days, I don't care. The last 2 days before this low was in, it was still in this range that we're in now, right? All these days here, we're still a part of this same range. But since the low, because that was a move down, formally I'd like to say that this is the consolidation range here. 12 days. We've had 12 days of consolidation. 46 days total of existence. 12 days of consolidation. That is over a quarter of our life as TBB holders, TBB participants, TBB speculators, the Bitcoin bull hopefuls. Over a quarter of our life has been in this consolidation phase. When we break out of this to the upside, I would assume, it's going to be likely the beginning of this next phase up. I can't imagine that we break out to the upside here and then we consolidate for another 20 days. Another 14 days. I can't imagine, or 12 days. How many? Damn it, so many numbers. 12 days. Sorry, 12 days. 11 days? I thought it was 12. 11 days. And at that rate, 46 days, 44, so just under a quarter, around a quarter, whatever the case may be. Maybe we break out 3 days from now and it will be a quarter of this thing's existence. All I'm trying to say is a quarter of your life consolidating whenever it's so young, such a low market cap, such low liquidity. I can't imagine that we're going to spend another 12 to 14 days consolidating. We make our move up, maybe we consolidate for a little bit. You know, again, this next target area is the 786, 886 area, which is 2.9 cents to 3.7 cents. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up here. There's multiple reasons beyond just the fibs. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up here and found resistance, right? Fib level, it makes sense. That's the next kind of target area. You already found resistance in the golden ratio, so this is your next target zone. But also prior support here as well. Right below our all-time highs, people, you know, might sell because they were thinking about selling, but they didn't, and now they get a second chance of doing that. They might sell. There might be people who are waiting to buy. You know, we see a little bit of timidness, a little bit of hesitation in the price, some consolidation right before you break out, but then boom, then you break out, right? We go to Bitcoin. Let's just see here. I mean, same kind of thing here, except this happened a little bit above the highs, right? Here, a little bit of second chance taking. People are taking profits where they wish they took profits before. People are hesitant. They don't know if they should buy or shouldn't buy, whatever. There's a little bit of hesitation here, and then boom, then you rally. You didn't just break through to new all-time highs. You had a little bit of hesitation, in this case, just above, where here you had a little hesitation here just below the highs, right? Same kind of concept. Maybe we just move straight up. Perhaps we just move straight up to new all-time highs with this quarter long of your life consolidation phase. When you break out, perhaps that gives it the mustard, the gas to see. Maybe I shouldn't put those words together, but the mustard gas together, whatever. The fuel, we get the fuel. I don't think mustard gas can be used as fuel. I just meant either the mustard, either the gas, the chutzpah, I don't know what word to use, but the inertia, the energy to move to new all-time highs. Maybe we just do that all at once. But I'm not going to forecast the exciting stuff. I'm not going to forecast something and then be met short. I would rather, how I do it, I'd rather be conservative in my views. I think this is conservative. And then be pleasantly surprised if something else happens. And I think it would be better, too, for TBB to move up here, find a little bit of resistance in this area, perhaps find support where it found resistance before, and then move up. I think structurally speaking, that would look better as well, instead of just moving up all at once. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I don't imagine that if we break out to the upside, that we would stop here after consolidating for a quarter of your life in this range. I would think that that does promote further growth and further growth. And as we move higher, we will move faster. I very much do believe that from here, we won't stop at 9.2 cents. We're going to stop probably around 13 cents, 12.5 cents, maybe even 20 cents, and perhaps even higher than that. I mean, it is completely possible to go higher than that. There are targets, acceptable targets, not crazy foo-foo nonsense targets that are even above 40 cents from a high to a low here. This is the money zone. It takes a little bit of gas to get there, but man, a quarter of your life consolidating in this area. The money zone right here, it's colored green for a reason. 25 cents to 45 cents, guys. And there are other fibs here that line up with those levels as well. And again, I'm not saying this has to happen all at once. Maybe it does. Wouldn't that be great? I'd love to wake up tomorrow and we're up there, but you know, stair step, finding your resistance. And again, I actually want to go over this because back here that money zone was less feasible. Now it's more feasible, and I'll go over why real quick. From a high to a low, you know, here we were all part of this same movement. Sure, we were consolidating whatever, but part of the same movement. It's incredibly difficult to get above the 2618 on the first pass. That's why this was the target. We talked about this as a possibility, but it wasn't something that we heavily considered. This was the main focus, was right here. 50 or 52 million, 5.1 cents. This was the target at first, but then we consolidated here for so long, it really made me believe that if we broke out to the upside, this would be where we go. Then the infighting happened. We had some drama, panic selling, whatever. Came back from that, but we broke out to the opposite side. We broke out down instead of up. From here, moving up to this zone, statistically speaking, was not as likely, okay? Because this was the first time that you've entered the secondary zone. The secondary zone is the 1886, 2618, and this is kind of that cherry on top. Sometimes in really strong moves, you move through your secondary zone and you do hit what I call the money zone. But I call it the money zone because if you ever do get up here, typically you do find resistance, okay? And that's all in one fell swoop. Things are different whenever you've had fluctuations, whenever you've had time to dwell in this area, entering and exiting and coming back in, okay? The 1618, 1272, this is the primary target zone. The 1886, 2618, this is the secondary target zone. You're not going to find that online. I mean, maybe you will. If somebody has that online, I would say they got that from me. Because this is just something I developed in my own time in the 11 years. Maybe we just great minds think alike, or silly minds think alike, whatever the case is. Whenever you've interacted with the secondary zone, as we have already, we come back into it, this level is not as hard to break through. It's not. Whenever you're in this zone here, if we came into it, it's really hard to break through this level, the primary zone, the golden ratio at first pass. But when you consolidate, you live here for a little bit, and you start to consolidate, it's not as hard to break through. You kind of weaken it, right? Typically, you might find resistance. If you came all the way up here, you'd find resistance, come back down, and then the second attempt, that's whenever you break through it, right? Just like here, we found resistance, we came back down. The second attempt is when we break through it, and now this level is more breakable. And now this level is more accessible. I didn't plan on talking about this too much, but I really want to drive home the point here that it doesn't stop at 12.5 cents, our potential, our next all-time high potential. It doesn't stop at 20 cents. We genuinely, I think, are in this acceptable realm of consideration where we could go to about 12.5 to 45 cents, somewhere in there. That's our next target zone. From lowest to highest. The technical lowest target, if we're being fair, would be 9.1 cents. Maybe we see that. Statistically speaking, that's possible as well. But the most likely zone, it's between 120 million to multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. And 440 million is the same level that Ansem peaked out at. And if Ansem is moving up in the time that we're moving up here, if Ansem sees new all-time highs, I think that only builds the case that we could see this level being achieved as well. Ansem doesn't need to see new all-time highs. We can flip Ansem without that. It doesn't matter. And we're going to flip Ansem in time, but I digress. Anyways, that's TBB. That's the expectation. If I'm wrong and we break out to the downside instead, look for the signs. You know, if we see some volume picking up, okay, that could mean some more downside comes. If volume's dying off as you're breaking out, it's probably a fake out to the downside. We see that happening. And whenever I say volume picking up, I don't just mean one straight spike. I mean like this here, that's volume picking up. We moved down, okay? We had more volume here. This is kind of a straight spike moving up. And because it was a straight spike, we didn't continue moving up, right? You want volume building. And if volume's building in whatever direction we go, well, that might guide the price more in that direction, whatever it is. Ideally, if we do break out to the downside, we maintain a higher low. We don't go below that low. And then we can sing Kumbaya just a few days, weeks later, whatever. All this stuff to the upside still happens, just in a different time frame, different format. Time will tell. We'll see how it goes. As far as this fib looks from a high to a low, golden ratio consolidation down to the 382.5. This does look bullish. To me, it looks bullish. We look at the 4-hour time frame. The RSI is neutral. It truly is neutral. We're chilling at the 50, right? But we're showing some strength. We're going from getting oversold to getting higher lows here, higher lows here, higher lows here. bouncing off the 40, right? Holding the 50 for support, not rejecting off it for resistance, okay? You rejected off of it, and it didn't do much to you, right? We rejected the 50 here, and it didn't do much to you. In a bearish environment, that would be bad. But I don't think we're in a bearish environment. That wasn't bad, was it? We're now disrespecting the 50, and in my opinion, looking like we're aimed upwards to the overbought zone. We found resistance up here twice. That's not good. But the next time that we get up there, we get into the overbought zone. Every time we've been overbought in TBB's history, it's led us to new all-time highs. That doesn't mean from here, again, that we're going to new all-time highs. Wouldn't that be great? But 2.9 to 3.7 cents, that's the call. That's where I think we're going to go. Not only that, but the MACD here on the 4-hour time frame is building bullish momentum. We look like on the oscillators here, we look like we are going to cross through the zero. And whenever we cross through the zero to the upside, to the downside, whatever, typically, that signals a significant move, a strong move. We cross through the zero on the MACD, we get overbought on the RSI. Bullish, man, bullish. That's my thoughts. And the daily MACD. As what's the word I want to use? Insignificant as the amount of data that we have on this is, this does look bullish, right? You're killing that bearish momentum. You're right at the zero right here, zero. You're right there with your oscillators. This is a perfect area to bounce from. Still bullishly postured. It looks bearish because it's red, right? It's not bearish. This is actually really bullish. If this had history behind it, we were doing this, whatever, with our oscillators coming down, up, whatever, this would look really bullish. I don't care. It could look any type of way. However it looks, whatever the case may be. This right here, this is a really bullish. Would moniker be the right word for the MACD? It's a bullish signal. Anyways, enough of that. TBB, thank you. BAYLA, let's talk about it. I personally invested in BAYLA a few different times. I actually bought some, where did I initially? I want to say it was somewhere down here on these days. And then I bought some more in the midst of these pumps here. And I'm just chilling now. I'm in the top 100 wallets with BAYLA. I'm a little bit further up than that, but I don't want to be too specific. But yeah, I put a little bit of cash in this for funsies. I like C-Zar. I like the brand and the community that's being built around this, and then of course some of the members of TBB are affiliated with BAYLA as well. So I think that's cool. Showing support for multiple communities is a good thing. And this coin here, looking at the chart, it hasn't been around for long. This is just the 1-hour chart, right? We go to the daily time frame, and you've only been around for like a week. If we look at the 1-hour time frame, it's a nice looking accumulative phase. We've got this rounded bottom. You're coming up. You've got a flat top here with ascending lows. And the people who are holding this, they're not selling. There's only buying pressure. TBB generates more momentum, growing its community. People are going to hear about BAYLA. C-Zar, the BAYLA community does their thing. People are going to hear about BAYLA. I think we've seen the Jeets leave the building. I think the diamond hands, the true holders, the smart money has come in. And I think we're going to reap the rewards of that here pretty soon. And when you break out, again, same thing as TBB, I'd rather be pleasantly surprised than expect that and then be forced to be patient, right? What I'm trying to say here is I think that we're going to move up in a methodical fashion, not just an explosive, crazy, rocket-like fashion. Maybe we do. This could happen because it is such a low market cap. $624,000. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you're investing, I wouldn't even say, maybe it's an investment. It's a very early round investment. It is risky, okay? So with this, imagine that this coin is the next big thing. It's the next Bored Apes. It's the next whatever. It's the next Pengu, Pudgy Penguins, whatever. And it gets to $1 billion market cap. From $624,000, that's insane growth. That's absolutely immaculate growth. But it's not a guarantee. It's big rewards, but it's big risk too. Low market cap coins like this, they might do well for a time, and then you never know how they can end up. Maybe it gets there one day, but it's not going to be tomorrow. You have to be patient. All I'm trying to say is don't put in money that matters to you, that you might need in the near future, right? Don't put in money like your life savings. Don't bet the farm. You know, if you want to invest in this or make a play on this, whatever the case may be, use small denominations in accordance to your portfolio. Understand that if you buy like $5,000 worth of this coin, you're going to pump it up by like more than 5%. Okay? So again, a little bit of money goes a long ways in this thing. And if it does become successful, if it is something that captivates the crypto space, it's like a pop culture coin. I mean, you can see phenomenal growth with this. You don't need a lot of money to turn it into a lot of money, right? Like imagine we go to $1 billion. 100x from here is 62 million, so 1000x is not even $1 billion. You'd have probably like 1,300x, something like that. If you put in $10, you've got like $13,000. You know, you don't need just $10, and that's if it goes to $1 billion. And I'm doing my math roughly there. I don't know how it worked, and that won't happen overnight. But I'm just saying, a little bit of money can turn into a lot of money. Now, if you're hearing that and thinking, well, if that's what $10 does, imagine what 100 grand will do. You're going to be the reason it pumps if you're putting in that kind of money. There's no need, I think, to even if $1,000 is a small amount of money to you, $10,000 is a small amount, 100,000 is a small amount. There's no need to get excessive, right? But if you want to, go for it. You know, you want to throw 100 grand at this, don't let me stop you. You're going to be the reason why it pumps. You'll probably pump us to new all-time highs with that. But anyways, BAYLA, I like the chart. I think it looks good. You know, it's been grinding out these lows, slowly turning the tide here, and now we've got flat tops with higher lows here. I think that we're going to move up. And if we move up from a high to a low, the expectation, in my opinion, would be the golden ratio zone, which is at about, you know, just below 1 cent there. Golden ratio, psychological resistance, prior support here, find resistance, right? Move down maybe from there, find support in the 0.5382 area, just like TBB, from a high to a low. Golden ratio, then 0.5382 area, just like that. You go on the 1 hour time frame. Oops, hold on. And what are you doing? You're finding support here where you found resistance before, where you found support before. If we do the same thing, what are we doing? We're finding support here where we found resistance before. Okay. Not where we found support, but it's kind of in the midst of this consolidation range. We start to really curve those lows up. We get that parabolic structure, and then we can start thinking crazy stuff. Okay. Then the crazy stuff can happen. I do believe this will see new all-time highs. I personally think that, you know, $600,000 is a low market cap for sure for this thing, and I think it will see multiple millions of dollars. We're a ways away from $1 billion market cap. Who knows if it gets there? Who knows if it doesn't? That's not why you don't want to invest in $600,000 coins and think that they can get to billions of dollars. I mean, I guess you want to do that. I don't know. What's the words I'm trying to use here? Maybe that's a goal. Maybe that's a desire, but that's not the point, right? Keep it near term, keep it short term minded, and then see how you feel from there. New developments take place. New members are coming on board, right? Becomes crazier and crazier, pop culture, whatever. You never know what can happen with coins like these. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, man. I'm trying to say that if you're buying this thinking that it's going to go to $1 billion, maybe wouldn't that be great? But that's not. I wouldn't bet on that personally. I wouldn't bet against it. I don't think it'd be smart to bet against it, but I wouldn't bet on it anyways. Keeping it short term minded here, trying to stay grounded and not go into outer space. $2 million, $3 million. That's the next target area. You're at $638,000 now. $2 to $3 million, $3.2 million to be fair, would be the next target area. And from here, that is a 3x to a 4.6x. Understand, I have no affiliation with BAYLA, okay? I'm a member of the TBB community, sure. I've been talking about TBB for a long time, but I have no affiliation with BAYLA other than I'm in the top 100 wallets. I'm not being paid to talk about this. There's no reason for me to talk about this other than I like the chart, and if any of my community members are watching this or TBB community members are watching this, this is what I have in my head, what I see happening for this thing, at least in the short term. I gotta go. I can't talk about GPC. Maybe I can. Let me go see. I'm gonna pause this You're gonna have to like skip ahead, but I have to go take care of my baby. I'll be right back. Just hold on real quick. All right. Yeah. So BAYLA. I didn't get to give the fundamental. I didn't really get to get into the website or anything like that. I'm not a big. I'm not well versed in stuff like this. Is that the right way to say it? It seems cool. Seems interesting. There's a lot of different things about it. You know, if you want to look up how it works, about whatever, all this stuff, you can go to the website itself and do your own research. Highly encourage that before you invest in anything. Be aware of what you're investing in. But it's pretty cool. It's a nice concept. And if people use it, if people participate, then again, this thing will only grow in value. And I've said everything that I wanted to say as far as technicals go, so I'm going to move on to GPC. That's the only reason why this video is still going on, is because I said I was going to talk about GPC, and baby girl decided to wake up right at the end there. So, but she's good now. It just takes a second to put her down. So I don't care to edit these videos. I never edit. I just don't care to put the time into it personally. And with that, there will be these moments like this in the real world sometimes where I have to step away. And instead of just cutting that part where I have to step away, I just post it and you can skip. You can just click your button instead of me downloading the editing software and doing all this stuff. I don't know, man. I can't. It's not as simple. It's probably really simple once you have the software, but I don't have any editing software, and I just don't care to get any. I don't know. Maybe when this channel gets bigger, maybe whenever I care more about the production value. But for now, we're just having fun. Okay, it's organic, baby. I don't know. I just don't. I don't care to do that stuff. So, anyways, GPC going parabolic. It's Saturday, man. We're relaxing. We're chilling. We're having a good time, right? Going parabolic, baby. These eyeballs, man, they've kind of got that parabolic structure. They've got that nice soft U, and then boom, then it rips, and then it comes backwards. I guess that doesn't make sense, but still crazy, crazy stuff. Your eyes might look like that if this thing does, in fact, go parabolic. GPC. I don't think this is his first coin that he made. I think it was Atomic Hot Sauce, AHS, right? Is Apocalyptic Hot Sauce, AHS. Yeah, market cap's 18,000. I don't know. Might be worth taking a crack at. If it gets to a bigger market cap, maybe we'll talk about it here on the channel. But I don't know. I'm already degenning enough talking about coins that are at less than $1 million. $359,000. Here's the thing with GPC. GPC to me is like a precursor. It's like the I don't know, not the foundation, but it's part of TBB in my opinion. Now, TBB can do its own thing and GPC never grows. That's completely fine. It's completely possible. They are separate coins. But TBB is very much associated with this guy, Jason Williams. GPC is his pump swap, his pump.fun creator coin. So the more that this guy's being talked about, the more that people might want to watch him on pump swap, the more that this token might go up. I don't know, the creator coin might go up in value. That's the thought. Plus, not to mention, you have people from TBB, you have people from BAYLA, other communities adjacent to TBB who are aware of this coin that might speculate or throw some of their winnings into this as well and kind of game the market. Do be aware when you're investing in a coin like this that's very low market cap, you are kind of PvP more so than normal. You're playing against each other, but the people who are buying this, the people who you're playing against, they're also people who are holding. They're holding for the long term. They're not really looking to trade this thing, right? Not at this low market cap. They're probably waiting for new all-time highs. So most people who are buying this, they're probably waiting for the next breakout. And I think with that, you're only going to see more wallets come in, more holders come in, more acquisition, stronger diamond hands, right? Maybe there's some people who are shaking out or gaming the market right now. Maybe people who bought the top and sold the low, whatever. But other than that, other than this consolidation, which I think is coming to an end here because the volume's depleting, other than that, I think that you will continue to move up. You could move down, and if you move down, that's fine. There's plenty of people, again, in the TBB community and other adjacent communities that would probably want to buy some of this, right? All I'm saying is I'm very much a proponent of TBB. I believe that there's going to be a lot of success there, and I think that success will bleed into this coin. I don't think that's a hard connection to make. That's not a unique perspective. I'm not a genius for connecting those dots at all. That's just the obvious kind of thing to consider. If we see new all-time highs, 2.2 cents to 10 cents are viable targets to achieve. Completely viable. And again, could this coin go to $1 billion? Sure, maybe. Maybe it does. I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet against it. $1 billion from here is a lot of money in market cap valuation. That would take 10 bucks, you guys, and you're turning it into tens of thousands of dollars. But just because it has that potential doesn't mean it'll achieve that. Doesn't mean that you should bet the farm, sell all of your Bitcoins for this coin. Go for it. Do it. You're going to be the reason it pumps, though. It's minimum new all-time high target based off the all-time high to all-time low on the fibs. I would call this the all-time low. I'm not going to call that the all-time low. I'm calling this the all-time low. This is first day mania, which you double bottomed off of, by the way, and you had a phenomenal reaction. Your minimum all-time high target when you reach new all-time highs would be a 61x from here. Yep, 61x. Is that right? Am I doing my math right? 300,000. 300,000 to 3 million would be a 10x. I'm doing something wrong, right? How is that a 61x? Is that? Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why. So this would actually be a $22 million market cap, not a $2 million market cap. That's why. Okay, that's why. If we are to see new all-time highs, that's what it would be. Yeah, 61x, potentially to something that's multiple hundreds of x's. And then if you don't like that, if that's too far away for you to wrap your mind around, which it's really not that high of a market cap, but it might be high for this thing for right now, the 786, 886 area, this all-time high zone might be something of interest. And that at least is promising a 7x to about an 18x in growth. That's a pretty wide range and very suitable gains to be had there. And then from there, maybe you see some volatility, whatever. You build some structure. You get these higher lows. You break out. You see new all-time highs. It might not happen as quickly as I'm drawing it here, but I could see this thing going to new all-time highs, man. If TBB is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, or TBB sees $1 billion market cap or more, this thing could definitely see tens of millions of dollars in market cap valuation, if not more. That love will get spread around. But I've got nothing else, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that like button, subscribe. You are at prior points of resistance here, support, support, support right there, support there, resistance there, semi-significant areas of support. You're not at any key levels on the fibs here. Maybe this fib, let's see, maybe a different fib. Golden ratio support is holding. I don't like that you found resistance at the 382 and you came back. But this is a low market cap coin. I mean, you did this already, and you're still holding support. You could go lower. If you go lower, fine. Again, there's probably a lot of people who want to buy this thing who wish they bought it down here but didn't. So there's going to be interest down here. If it goes lower, it won't be for long. Will it see new all-time highs? I wouldn't bet against it. I would bet on the idea that it does see new all-time highs, but I definitely believe we will see prices that are around, if not above this again, at some point in the near future. Talking about GPC and BAYLA today because I feel like it, but also because I've had a few people request it on top of that. And TBB is just moving sideways. There's not a whole lot else to talk about. So I think it would have been a better video if I didn't have that multi-minute pause in the middle there, but that's okay. I'm going to go make sure the baby girl is sleeping and she's okay. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you all in poker tonight. I don't know how it works, if there's chats, if you can talk or not. I would assume there's got to be like some type of way to chat, or maybe you just link up in the chat room, the voice chat in Discord or something like that. Whatever the case may be, I look forward to being there, to playing with you guys, and good luck to anybody who's playing. I don't know what the exact prize is. I'm not 100% sure. Somebody said 20,000 TBB. I'm not 100% sure. If that's the case and it's at 1 cent, what's that, $200? Is that right? 20,000 0.1 would be 2,200. Yeah, it'd be 200. It'd be a little bit more than 200, wouldn't it? It'd be like 300. It'd be like $300. Yeah, it's not bad, not bad. And I think it's free to enter. I don't have to deposit anything. I'm registered. I didn't deposit anything. I think Jason's just doing that from the airdrop wallet, just to engage the community and have some fun. It's awesome. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe. Good luck to anybody and everybody who plays poker tonight. Hopefully, I see you there. Bye bye.